What's up, everybody? So I know y'all haven't heard from me from a very long time as far as YouTube videos go. I apologize for that. I've had one of my busiest years yet whenever it comes to both work and the car. So I've just been with SEMA, going on, getting the car back. I was just thrashing, trying to get it ready. I took a whole bunch of video, but because of work, I never had time to edit any of it. I'm going to go through it. If there's anything that I feel like is worth putting out there, I'll put it out, edit it up real quick, put it out there. But if not, I think I'm just going to start from a clean slate. Work is slowing down. I'm not so hectic with the car anymore. It's put back together. Y'all saw pictures and everything on my Instagram with the car there at SEMA and whatnot. I will do a video going over the car, showing all of the changes. The car is running great, running strong. But what we're here for today is that I actually have a track day, December 1st, which don't worry, we're going to take plenty of video, a car going down the track, how it does, good or bad. So this Friday, mind you, today's Tuesday. Y'all probably see this on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm taking the car back up to JMS Racing and pretty much going to strap it on the dyno, going to make a couple pulls. I don't want to do it, all out, trying to preserve the car for next Friday, December 1st, Sunday, December 1st. And of course, Texas 2K if it survives next Sunday, which I'm already signed up for. So what we're going to do today is that I actually am going to do spark plugs, replace the nuts and the head studs, and an oil change. And some of y'all are probably like wondering, why are you going to do the nuts and the head studs? Well, as a preventative maintenance sort of thing, I have 625 plus head studs, and I've already changed them out 3 times. As you know, those head studs are not cheap. And talking to a fellow Evo guy of mine, he kind of shed some light on me, that thing I should have thought of myself, but I didn't. And I'm going to share that with you guys. Maybe y'all believe it, numbers say one thing, it backs up the information. I truly believe it. Some of y'all will, maybe some of y'all won't, I don't know. But these nuts right here are standard ARP nuts that come in ARP 2000 studs with L19 studs and the custom age 625s. Those nuts are actually made out of 8740 chromoly, which, correct me if I'm wrong, has about a tensile strength of about 200,000 psi, and of course they go on the 625 head studs, and those have a tensile strength of about 270,000. I believe you can check the ARP website. I believe I'm correct, but who knows? And whatchamacallit, if you do the numbers and if you think about it, which one is going to lose clamping force or stretch before the other? The one with less tensile strength. So that would be the nut. So the nut would actually lose clamping force way before the head stud does. And so instead of actually having to replace the head studs every time, I'm just doing the nuts. It went from $340 preventative maintenance job to $30 for a set of 10. I'm not going to complain about that. So I do that just to, to keep the head gasket all sealed together as best as possible. Whatnot, I am running a copper head gasket. A lot of people say they need to be retorqued every so often. A lot of people say they don't. But I'm one of the firm believers that think every now and again the head gasket needs to get retorqued. So yeah, enough of me talking. I know y'all are probably getting a little bored out of y'all's mind, but hey, let's get the ball rolling on this stuff. It's gonna be a simple little video today, and once I get the valve cover off, stuff like that, I'll show y'all the insides of the head. It ain't nothing too special, but yeah, let's get to it. valve cover off, and yeah, this is the inside of my head. And as you can see, nothing too special. It's a Kigley hydraulic lash adjuster. I have ARP cam tower bolts. I have GSC S3 cams. Those are actually the old version. I've had those for about 5 years. So they are not the billet cams. And I know it's kind of gonna be a little bit hard to see, but I also have SuperTech dual valve springs, the 110-pound seat pressure springs. And as far as the lifters go, I don't think they make aftermarket rockers, but the lifters and rockers are OEM. Those are not aftermarket. And on the exhaust side, I have SuperTech Inconel valves, and on the intake side, I have the stainless black nitrided valves from SuperTech, stock size. They are not oversized valves. So that was just a quick rundown of the head. Let's get started on these head studs, for those that want to critique me on that sort of stuff. So whenever it comes to the head studs, I am going to go in order, which I took a picture of the order. I have it taped up in my toolbox, but I'm getting blind, can't see that far. And I'm going to start with the number 1 head stud, take that one all the way off, put some more assembly lube on it, put that nut on, torque it down, go to number 2, and then so forth all the way to number 10. Pretty simple. Yeah. One thing I kind of want to show you guys, which Good Dudes JMS kind of showed me this. I used to torque my head studs, remove them and torque them down with a 12-point 13mm socket with an extension to the torque wrench. Ding. But as you know, and I kind of thought about it at the time, the torque value isn't as accurate whenever you're using an extension with a socket. So one thing they showed me to get was one of these. It's a socket specifically made for head bolts and studs. It's a chromoly socket. It's about, I don't know, 4.5, 5 inches long, and it is the perfect length to do Evo studs. So that way it could just go straight onto the torque wrench, and you get a good torque value rather than losing it in some of the joints and the extension and stuff like that. So this runs about 20 to 25 bucks on eBay. That's where I found it. And yeah, worth the investment. So there's the first nut, and I kind of want to show you guys something. It's kind of again, fellow Evo guys told me about this, recommended this, and I went ahead and did it. And I'm going to show you real quick. I don't know if you can see in there, but I'm actually not running traditional washers. Usually you have your stud. Your stud, you put the washer on it, you put a nut, you know, with all the assembly lubricant, torque it down. This head does not have traditional washers. They actually have ARP insert washers. The head gets machined. These are chromoly steel washers, same material as the nuts and the washers that usually come with the kits, and it actually gets pressed into the head. And what that does is that whenever you torque down on the nut, it actually distributes the torque load better within the head, you know, more surface area, better head gasket sealing, rather than just the nut on the sorry, had a long day, 13-hour shift. But yeah, distributes load a lot better than a traditional washer because it's inside the head, more surface area. You get the point. But yeah, took the first one off, and I'm throwing some assembly lubricant on, and then just have at it the rest of the way. Lubricant is messy, so be sure to have a rag sitting around because you're gonna need it. You don't want to get this on your clothes. Trust me, it's not gonna come off. So next up, I'm gonna torque that nut down. Once that's torqued down, I'm gonna move on to the next one and I'm gonna torque these in sequence. So what I like to do is just get it hand tight, go to 30 foot-pounds, torque it, 60 foot-pounds, torque it, and then this head is actually torqued 95 or 100 foot-pounds. Just gonna go ahead and do 100 foot-pounds. So 30, 60, 100. And that's that for the first one. I'm just gonna do the rest of them and then I'll be back. All right, so I finished replacing all 10 head studs. And the first one I went 30, 60, 100. The other 9 I decided to do 30, 65, then 100. It closes the differential of torque between the second and third torque, and I don't know, kind of OCD about stuff like that. So that's how I did the last 9. And then whenever you do this, you always got to be sure to go back in torque sequence. Like my finishing torque was 100 foot-pounds. At 100 foot-pounds, go back and do every single one of the head studs in sequence, just to make sure that as you know you're retorquing, or if you're putting in new head studs, torquing the head studs, that as you go along the head, that it doesn't loosen up one of the head studs, because that can tend to happen even if it's just minute. You want to get them all pretty much even. But I'm done with the head studs. I know I said I was going to do spark plugs and oil change too, but it didn't dawn on me until I was in the middle of doing the head studs. This anti stuff, I don't like to make pulls and everything, as I just put like assembly lube or anti or something like that in the engine. So I'm actually going to run the car for a little bit, maybe drive it around the block, do something, take it into town, try to get as much of the anti up that I can into the oil, then drain the oil, change it, put a new filter, put new spark plugs, and then the car will sit until Friday whenever we go to JMS. So as of right now, I just got to put the valve cover back on, put it back together, and then tomorrow, maybe after work, I'll take the car out and do what I just said that I was going to do. But that is it's pretty much it for this video. It was kind of a short one. I was trying to be a little informative as to what I was doing. So hopefully some of you guys learned something off of it. The next video is either going to be one of two things. I'm going to do 2 videos next. Of course, I'm going to do one with the car at JMS, making a couple pulls in the dyno. Since I put this lighter tilting carbon clutch in the car, the idle's been kind of off. So take it back up there, perfect thing. Make sure the car's lined out, everything's still good. If there's any kinks in it, we can work it out before next Sunday. But that's either video number 1 or 2. So that one will be posted sometime next week. But I'm also gonna do kind of like, I don't know if y'all are a little weird like I am, but I actually like to see what kind of tools and stuff people have in their toolbox, how they stay organized, what they put, you know, where and whatnot. So I'm actually going to go over my garage, what kind of tools I have, why I have them, you know, just like have a fuel injector cleaning machine, why I got that, you know, and just go over it. You know, maybe you are interested in that. I know I like to see what kind of tools people have, what kind of tools people's shops have, how they keep everything organized. So I'm going to do a video like that for you guys. Maybe y'all can let me know what kind of tools I'm missing, what could be as of use to me, you know, make my life easier. But so yeah, the next 2 videos, JMS, whenever we put the car on the dyno, and pretty much a breakdown of my garage and the tools and stuff like that I have. So those 2 videos will be coming out over like the next week to 2 weeks. So yeah, sorry I've been lacking on you guys. Oh, 3rd video, I need to go over the car, differences of the car, what all I did different. I know y'all can notice the front end's tubed out. Those y'all have me on Instagram, I've done some significant changes to the car as far as drivetrain wise. The only thing I really changed was the clutch. But aside from that, I'll do another video on that. So we got 3 videos coming. So keep a lookout for that. I guess subscribe, get some notifications. I know I kind of left y'all guys hanging over like the past I don't know, what has it been, 5-6 months. Life has been very hectic, but I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna catch you guys up. And yeah, anytime I take the car out, do something with the car, I'll be sure to record a video. Unless it's something simple like the spark plugs and oil change, so I'm about to do it tomorrow or whatever. But yeah, just keep a lookout, and I'll see you guys next time.